Well, hello, and welcome to Pop and Heat, episode 51. I'm Kier.
And I'm Leash, and welcome to your new favorite wrestling podcast.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hi, we're back. We're a little late in posting, to be honest, but we're back from Wrestlemania, and that was a whirlwind.
Yeah, it was a big trip. We took a week off.
Yeah.
People do that sometimes, okay? It's a lot of work, this stuff.
Yeah, we needed a week. Well, I mean, we came back from Vegas on a Tuesday of the next week,
It was actually
right?
Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
It was the middle of the night.
It's officially right now been a week and a day since we got back, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was so fun.
Yeah. It was a great experience. That's kind of what we want to open the show with tonight, just talking about our experience of going to WrestleMania. We're going to talk about a few different things. The first thing we did, I guess, when we got there, WWE related, was WWE World.
Well, no.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
I forgot.
that's right. Our first night there, we went to a meet and greet with Bailey.
Yeah. So that's a cool little tip. If you're going to WrestleMania and you want to meet some people, look out for the sponsored but free meet and greets. Cause Wheatley Vodka, the one we went to with Bailey was sponsored by Mad Dog. And we just went to a little liquor store. Well, it was a big liquor store, but
It was a big liquor store.
Lee's Discount Liquor, outside of the main strip, but we had to go off strip a bit to get there. But yeah. We went there in the evening that we got there, and we got to meet Bailey. We waited in a very hot lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. She was really nice. Tried to make a pretty quick encounter a little more personalized than I think a lot of them do in these types of things. So it was fun. She gave us a couple things to really kind of help remember the experience. It was very cool.
Yeah. But we met a lot of cool people in line too.
Yeah, for sure. Met some new followers. Hopefully you're checking this out. Some really cool people in that line. One fella there had his kids with him, and she signed a personalized autograph while we were waiting in line for him. That was really sweet. Lots of that was one of the coolest parts of this was meeting all the fans.
Yeah.
Not our fans, the wrestling fans.
Yeah.
We don't have fans. But no, it was a really cool thing. And we already knew that the community part of this was special, but it was taken to a different level with this. But yeah, anyways, to your back on track with your part of the story here. We went to WWE World on the second day we were there.
Yeah, that's right. Which was an experience. It was a lot of fun. One big thing is it's where we met up with fellow TikTokers, Rock and Wrestling Reviews. Our new best friends.
Courtney and Riley. These are some fantastic people. If you're not already following them, which you probably are, I think everybody that follows us probably follows them too.
Yeah, I think we got a lot of their followers.
They gave us half our followers. Yeah, they're a bigger deal than we are. They're awesome. They are two of the funniest people that you could imagine, and they eat, sleep, live and breathe wrestling and wrestling of all kinds. They have a super positive perspective on things, and it was just a true joy to meet up with them and
comedy. That's what they're all about. And just naturally, they're just both naturally really funny. They post a lot of great stuff. So if you don't follow them already and you're watching this, follow them. I think they have TikTok and Instagram, Rock and Wrestling Reviews. We spent a ton of time with them over the weekend that we were there, and we really, really, really enjoyed it. And
can't wait to see them again, whenever that may come. We've got a few different things in the works right now. Here, we'll see if we can twist their arms. Their arms seem to be made of rubber, though. So I think we'll get there.
I feel like we kind of convinced them to go to WrestleMania. I feel like
we were a big part of that.
We're responsible for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so anyways, that was where we first met up with them. So that was super exciting. We spent our day at WWE World. There was no lineup when we got there, and we were there for day 2 of WWE World, pretty close after it opened. Pretty cool displays. We walked through everything. We did do some meet and greets while we were there. We did photo opportunities with Sheamus and Raquel Rodriguez, and we did an autograph signing with Trish Stratus.
Which ended up being a really cool photo op too, because she was totally fine with taking pictures. She posed for picture with you. Like Trish was wonderful.
Yeah.
Our autograph from her was smudged as we put it back in the case, and her people noticed that happened because they could see we were a little upset about something. They asked. They took it, they wiped it, they got her to sign it again. It gave us another little bit of banter with Trish. So I was like, really cool. There was a couple of times where I was really surprised at the positivity of things, right? Like in that circumstance, I would have expected them to be like, you're done, get out of the way.
Yeah.
But they took the time to fix it and make it right for us. And I thought that was really special. There was another instance where we had bought a souvenir and then realized that the same souvenir was available in another area, but signed by Charlotte and Alexa. And
For not that much more.
yeah, and I really preferred the idea of having that one. So I was like, I'll go and ask if I can return the other one, but undoubtedly they're going to tell me no. But they said, yeah, no problem. So there were a couple of things where I was like, you know what, this is all right.
Yeah.
Like this is okay.
Yeah, I would say the same. I mean, that day, while exhausting, because we were standing and walking for a lot of the day, was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it. They had like live matches going on. We saw Logan Paul out there for like an impulsive interview.
Yeah, exactly. He was doing his podcast.
And yeah, that was really great. And we got to go to the Superstore, as you said. We bought several things there. And
I'm not allowed to talk about what we bought.
Yeah. It's just because I have like an aversion to, saying the different monies we spent.
Yeah.
But
our family and friends will judge us terribly.
But yeah, Superstore was great. I do feel like and I saw other people that did agree with this online, but from videos I saw from the previous year, I feel like they didn't have as much stuff.
Yeah, I remember watching the videos last year and thinking, wow, this looks like a museum experience kind of thing. Like they had exhibits for every WrestleMania leading up to 41 last year, and they didn't really have that this year. They had a bunch of exhibits, but they were different things, and not all were compelling.
Yeah.
To us, right?
But even just the Superstore was what I was talking about. Like I didn't find that the Superstore had as much merchandise as I thought from videos we saw before. I agree with what you just said though too.
It did seem like it could have been bigger. I mean, not that we wanted to spend more than we spent, but it was I mean, it was good.
There were certain superstars that they only had like one shirt for. Like I was looking for a Tiffany Stratton shirt, and they had one Tiffany Stratton shirt.
Yeah,
and I was just like, there's certain bigger stars, but I get she wasn't, on the WrestleMania card.
Yeah,
but
started on that.
She is a big star. So I felt like some of their bigger superstars, they could have had a little bit more variety. They definitely had the space to be able to have more variety. It was a huge, the Las Vegas convention center is a huge space. They had tons of space. They could have had more. They didn't, but we still found some really cool things, and we will likely do a video showing off some of the stuff that we got so people can see. You're surprised.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to talk about dollar values, but I'll show off some of the stuff we got.
Yeah, we got some neat stuff. What else?
That evening we went and saw Drowning Pool at Fremont Street, which is like wrestling adjacent.
Yeah, right after SmackDown.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we went to SmackDown too. Right. I can't even remember everything that happened. There's so many things. We did go to SmackDown.
Yep, we did.
We were a little late.
3-hour show.
Yeah, because of WWE World. We were like rushing. But funny enough, I didn't really find it that hard to get around. A lot of people are like, oh, from the convention center, you got to go all the way back down the strip. We took the monorail back to our hotel area, walked back to our hotel. Then we took like an Uber or a Lyft to T-Mobile Arena, and that was pretty quick getting there. We were just a little bit late because we spent too much time at WWE World.
SmackDown was kind of as you'd expect the SmackDown before a big PLE. It was mid, there wasn't that much. We had the Battle Royale, and the live experience for the Battle Royale was undoubtedly different than it would have been watching it at home, because basically 18 guys walk out to the ring at the same time.
Yeah.
And then Royce Keys and Joe Hendry get entrances with their themes.
Yeah.
So we were looking at each other like, I wonder if one of them's going to win.
Yeah.
And sure enough, Royce Keys wins it there. We're like, well, that was kind of given away to the live audience.
We didn't get anybody else's entrances. Nobody else was introed. We were like, okay, so this is just like a group of losers and then 2 people that might win.
Yeah. And like, I would guess if you're sitting at home, your assumption is, oh, I guess during the commercial break, they did a bunch of other entrances, right? Like, I have to assume that they would have been
We
like
would have
that.
definitely thought that if we watched at home.
Yeah, exactly. So, it was just, that was a bit silly. As much as it was a lot of fun to watch a battle royale live, like that was crazy cool. But yeah, there was not a ton that was super exciting about that. It was right before the Hall of Fame ceremony too, which when we ended up walking out of SmackDown, we saw a bunch of people going, like a bunch of the superstars going into the Hall of Fame ceremony because it was right there too.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. And then we went to Drowning
Then
Pool.
we went to Drowning Pool on Fremont Street, which was a ton of fun. We met up with Rock and Wrestling Reviews there. And Cozy, the real Cozy. He's on TikTok too.
Shout out to Cozy.
We hung out with Cozy a bunch. And we went and did that. That was super fun. Free concert. We had a great time. And then we had day 3.
Day 3, which was day 1 of Mania.
Day 3 of our trip. Day 1 of Mania.
Yeah, you're all over the place.
Oh, no.
It was a Vegas trip, folks, okay? And that Friday at the Drowning Pool concert was, it was fun enough to cause some memory issues.
Yeah. We stayed out a little too late for our old selves.
Yeah, I had a little bit too much fun with our new pals from Australia, and made the ability to get through day 1 of Mania a little bit questionable when I woke up.
It was a slow start. I was able to get up and get going, but we had to forego some of our morning plans for Kier to recover.
Yeah, I think it was like 3rd or 4th match of day 1 where I was like, okay, I'm starting to come around now. It was rough. And there's so much walking.
Yeah. So going to Allegiant Stadium, that's what I'll get into next, because that is an experience. Your best option, which I will say overall, I didn't find it difficult to get to Allegiant Stadium. There was nothing preventing us from getting there or like having long waits. We took an Uber from our hotel to Mandalay Bay. We walked from Mandalay Bay across the bridge that goes to Allegiant Stadium. The only thing about that is it is just a lot of walking. You're walking on this incline up the bridge and then down the bridge, and you're walking with 50,000 other people. So it's a bit crowded, it's hot, and we were hungover. So
yeah, you put it all together, it made for a bit of a rough start.
Yeah.
But once you get in there, I mean, the scale of it all, it's something else.
Someone asked me about lines online. Someone commented and said getting into Allegiant Stadium were there long lineups. We did not have to. I mean, we waited for like 5 minutes maybe to get in.
So, I mean, the answer is yes. The lineups are long, but they don't take long.
They're moving people through.
They're huge. I mean, we're talking, an absurd amount of people, but there's so many gates, and like the people there are really good. They're like, go, there's more gates open, just spread out, keep going, and you're in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
The longer lines are for the washrooms, it seems. That's really where the wait time is.
And getting out takes a ton of time. You've got 50,000 people moving tiny steps at a time trying to get out of there. That is definitely a bit of a wait in a crowd, and you're better just to stand and wait around. There's stuff going on. There's a post show happening. Like, so many people were just like trying to get out and leave, and you and I tried that for a little bit, then decided, let's pull off to the side. We'll watch a bit of the post show. And that was a much better option because tons of people clear out by the time you're done, and then you can just walk
And a
normally.
cool thing to experience. It's
Yeah.
like a freebie thing. Like, we're not going to stop and watch that if we see something like that happening anywhere in the world,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like
Why not?
you're going to stop. These are all the announcers that we know interviewing the wrestlers that we love. We're going to stay and watch. It was great. So we did that both night 1 and night 2. Controversial take, which you might already know if you watch our stuff. We really enjoyed night 1 far more than night 2. There were more matches. I know the home watch experience was different because there was a lot of commercials apparently, but being there live, the excitement was great. And you know, you
Yeah.
didn't really feel the lulls like you would have on the couch. Um, Most of the matches on night 1 went the way I wanted them to, and night 2, that was not the case. So yeah, I just
Yeah,
was
I think
much
there was
happier
a
with night 1.
lot of people we really like that were kind of pushed into night 1. So we had, like, Cody Rhodes, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, like, those are kind of, like, some of our big faves, and they were all on night 1, so that was huge for us. I know lots of people were really excited about the Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns CM Punk, so, night 2 was it for a lot of people, but, we were night 1 folks, and that was unpopular opinion on the internet.
Seemed to be, yeah. I mean, a lot of people were super unhappy with night 1, and like okay with night 2, I guess. Nobody
Yeah,
seemed to think that this was a mania to remember. I'm gonna go ahead and disagree entirely. You know, being there live, there was nothing that was gonna take the shine off of this for
yeah,
us. Like, this was a dream come true for 8-year-old me.
yeah,
And you know, to be able to share it with you and have the fun that we had together and to meet these wonderful friends of ours now from across the world. I mean, they couldn't live further away from,
yeah.
and we've connected and we've bonded, and it's so special. It's just great. There is nothing that could make me, you know, rate this mania poorly. It was phenomenal experience.
Yeah, yeah. I will say, just in addition to what you said or accentuating what you said, seeing it live is different. And maybe if you've seen, 20 WrestleManias live, then it wasn't your favorite. But for us, first time at WrestleMania, seeing it in person, it blew our minds and we had a great, great time.
I
Yeah.
mean, we'll see how we feel about WrestleMania 44 when we
That's
go
true
to
when
that.
we go to that one.
But yeah, we'll let you know all about
Yeah,
that
our
when the
opinions
time
may
comes.
change going forward, but overall, this one was great.
Something else that was really cool that we ended up experiencing during the Mania weekend was we watched this post game show, and Liv Morgan came out, and um, Joe Tess said, "I heard last year you were running through the casino with your belt," and she said, "Yep, and I will be again this year," because she had just won the title. And she said, "I'll be running around the MGM tonight,"
Yeah.
which we kind of thought was like,
An invitation,
"You're telling us to go meet you at the MGM."
for sure. I'm telling you, we would not have been going there. We had different plans
We did
altogether.
totally different plans.
But Liv Morgan said, "You can find me in the MGM Grand Casino. I'll be running around with my belt." And you and I were like, "Well, I guess let's go get ready and go to the MGM Grand. I want to see that."
Yeah, I mean, let's consider what's happening here. You've got people visiting from all over the country, all over the world, and you know they've paid crazy amounts of money to have this experience, and then you get one of the biggest stars saying, "I'm going to be running around here." You don't think that these people are going to go and try to tack a little bit more value into their experience? Of course they are.
Yeah.
So we go to MGM and we start running into wrestlers.
Yeah.
You know, like, it was magic. We thought this was so cool. We must have met, you know, a dozen wrestlers or more on that night one on Saturday night. And some of them were super cool, would stop and take a picture with us and shake hands, and some didn't want to do that. And you know,
We just let them walk
we would
by.
let them
Yeah.
walk on. We didn't bother them. Some people were a little more aggressive and trying to get some sort of thing from them, picture, autograph, whatever it
Yeah.
may be. But the ones that were clearly not interested, we just kind of said,
Yeah.
okay, whatever. But then we started hearing all of these things and seeing all these videos where people are talking about, the crazy fans that are stalking the wrestlers and they shouldn't have to worry about this at their hotel. And I'm thinking like, no, that's not how celebrity works.
Yeah.
Like it's not. And whether you like it or not, that is the way it is. And it's probably safe to say that most of these wrestlers that are, really unhappy with the meeting the fans in the wild experience at one point didn't feel that way. When they were up and coming, they probably would have loved the idea of a fan recognizing them and wanting to shake their hand or take a picture. There had to be a stage somewhere where that's something they wanted.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a few things to say about this. First of all, there's a lot of extremes here, and the things that people talk about on the internet are the extremes. Okay. So there is a way to do this in a way that you don't feel like you're bothering people. And I do feel like we kept to that. If we saw a wrestler and we said, "Hi, how are you?" and they were kind of stopping, "Hi, how are you? Can I get a photo?" "Yes." Great. And we were doing that. And lots of the wrestlers were fine with that. They were perfectly okay with that. They were doing that for people. Notably, we saw Sol Ruka. She was just walking around and I would say looked like she was just hanging about for that purpose, to take photos with people. She wasn't on her way anywhere. She was just hanging around. Um, there was, a few others that were like that, several others. Some of them did not want to stand and take photos with people. Drew McIntyre, he's been very vocal online about not liking that people do this. Kier I don't know if you wanted to tell this story, but
I just went to shake his hand. Well, so there was a whole bunch of people that sort of swarmed him as he walked into the lobby, and he said, "I'm here with my family. I'll take some pictures with the kids, but that's it. I'm here with my family." So I just right away was like, "Cool."
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're not just trying to be respectful, you're not going to mess with a dude like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you just say, okay. And a lot of people didn't respect it and they kept harassing him. So I shouted out over the crowd to leave him alone. He's with his family, like he said. Kind of prompted him to kind of give me like a little look like thanks. But then because of this kind of crowd around him, he ends up like losing the group of people that he was with, his family, and it ends up taking him a little bit longer to get through. And by then we had made our way around to another area and he sort of passed by again. And I just sort of thought to myself, I didn't even say anything to you. I just thought, I'm just going to go and shake his hand. No camera in hand. I'm not trying to get anything from him. I just want to say thanks and shake his hand. So I did. And he looked at me with genuine smile and shook my hand and said thanks. And it was a nice little moment. With no intention of getting a photo or anything like that. But as luck would have it, somebody ends up walking up to us a couple minutes later and says, "I took a picture of you
Oh, yeah,
shaking
we did
his
get a photo
hand.
of it, but we did
Do
not
you
take
want
the
it?" I was
photo.
like, "Yeah, I'll take it." But,
Yeah.
that wasn't the intention.
Yeah. So my point here being that as much as people want to be vocal about it online and say all these crazy fans need to leave all the wrestlers alone, I'm here to tell you we were there. We experienced it. Lots of these wrestlers are fine with it. They welcome it. Some of them are out there looking for it and they want to take photos with you. My advice to people would be is that if you're going to put yourself in a situation like that, if you ask and they say no, or they're on a mission somewhere and they don't acknowledge you, or they say no, thank you, not today, walk away and leave them alone and give them their space. That's where I think things cross the line. We saw a lot of people that were very aggressive that did not leave people alone when they said no. We saw some confrontations because of it. So, I think that the experience is there if you want to have it. But if somebody's not in the moment to do it and they say no, no means no, just walk away and be
Yeah,
fine with it.
that's the thing. To just have disdain for the whole process entirely is a bit silly because again, it's not just the fans that like it. Some of the wrestlers actually enjoy the experience too. So to just blanket the whole thing like this should never happen, you're
Yeah.
silly.
Also,
And
you've got all these wrestlers staying at the MGM Grand, which is across the street basically from the two venues that these events are on at. I mean, I was saying to you, Airbnb and home rentals and home away and all these, vacation rentals are so popular now. If you do have some of the bigger stars that are concerned about that, then why aren't they staying
Yeah,
somewhere
I
like
mean,
that?
there's far better ways to keep discretion for you and your family if that's your priority.
Yeah.
MGM Grand, maybe not your best choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, having Liv Morgan announce that you're there is probably also not very helpful.
Yeah.
But as mixed as the reaction seemed to be from the wrestlers, let me just throw a shout out to one fella in particular, an up and comer,
Oh, yeah.
sexy BJ Ray. Let me tell you, okay, if you're watching this, and I think you might,
If he hears his name, then he might watch.
yeah, maybe I would watch. This guy's awesome, okay? And he actually made a bunch of posts talking about how, he thought it was silly that so many wrestlers seem to have a problem with this, that he's never going to forget where he comes from and what this is all about. And
Yeah.
he gave a lot of attention to the fans. He gave us a ton of time and made our kind of interactions with him feel special and memorable. For us, like
Yeah.
those are things that are going to stay with us for a while and cause us to tell people how cool we think he is, right? Why wouldn't you want people to do that if you're any other WWE superstar? This guy, we watched him, because of the way that he was with us. We just kind of watched him as he made his way through the hotel, and he was so kind to people, took the time to take pictures and chat with whoever wanted to.
Yeah.
He literally was just like, I'm here for you guys. I'll leave when you're done.
Yeah.
And I just thought this guy deserves some shout out for that. He, made the night for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. He was on LFG, if anybody doesn't know who he is. I mean, was kind of an outrageous character on
he's
there, but
awesome.
he was great for sure.
Yeah, we actually, as soon as he came walking through, we were like, it's sexy BJ Ray. He was on another show before LFG. And
Okay, yeah.
I can't remember what that one was. It might have just been like Superstars or something like that.
Okay,
John
yeah,
Cena
yeah.
had produced it, I
Oh,
think.
right, yeah, yeah,
And he was really good on that too.
yeah,
And then LFG. But yeah, shout out. Hope
yeah.
that things take off for you, buddy.
And not everybody has to stop, like, make a whole to-do of it. Like, for example, Charlotte Flair. We saw Charlotte Flair walking through the lobby. Kira asked to get a photo with her. And she was very clearly like, she was nice. She was like, yeah, sure, I'll get a photo with you. But she was on her way somewhere. And she's like, I'm not stopping though. Like, she didn't say this, but basically was like, walk with me and we'll get a photo.
Yeah, she was like, yeah, no problem, but didn't stop. So I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
I see what you want. 3/4 of them seemed to be like just totally into it.
Yeah.
Maybe half of them were like really into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
BFAB. BFAB was super sweet.
Oh, yeah. Very nice to everybody.
I met
Yeah.
her on night 1 and she took some time to take a photo with me. And then on night 2, you got your photo with her.
Yeah.
I just asked, like, will you take a photo with my wife? She's like, of course I will. Like,
Yeah.
she was so sweet. So sweet.
Yeah.
Great experience. We also had tickets to Raw on
Oh,
Monday.
yes. Yeah.
Supposedly
Yeah.
the biggest, most exciting Raw of the year,
Yeah.
post WrestleMania Raw. Oh my goodness, exciting things are gonna happen.
Snooze fest.
Snooze fest. We're like, what? And like they said these words like that it was gonna be the most exciting thing.
Biggest Raw of the year.
There was nothing exciting about it. Like literally no surprises, no title matches,
Yeah.
no anything
No.
exciting. I was just dumbfounded by it.
No.
Braun Breaker came out to talk, and he and Seth got into the mix, but that was no surprise to anyone.
Yeah.
Fatu challenging Roman at the end. I guess maybe the idea of him challenging was a surprise, but like it wasn't action. No title matches. Like often after Mania, you get the quick title swap.
Yeah.
And there was
nothing shocking, nothing exciting, and like a literal snooze fest because Kira and I are exhausted from our time in Vegas and being so busy the whole time. And we're at this Raw, and it was, if we had been watching at home, it probably would have been okay. But we're at the live event and almost falling asleep.
Almost fell asleep. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. This is crazy.
Not the biggest Raw of the year. Now, Raw this week was a lot more exciting.
Yeah, well, Raw this week was better. Yeah. We got the challenge from Io to Becky for the title, had a title match. I thought that was great. I mean, not nothing has been like actually like post-Mania Raw-esque,
No.
if I'm being
But
honest,
if they
but it
had to
was
choose
definitely
out of the
better.
2 Raws, this week's Raw would have been better for the
Agreed.
Raw after
Yeah.
Mania, for sure.
But we're now moving our
Okay.
way into Backlash, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's right.
what do we have announced for that so
Okay.
far?
So the official, sorry, I had to pull it up. The official announced matches for Backlash right now. Now there's lots of speculated matches, but there are 3 officially announced matches.
Hit me.
Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu.
Yep.
Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker.
Yep.
And Io Sky versus Asuka.
Okay, finally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now there's speculation, like there was some predictions I read that there'll be the Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk thing. Like I don't think that's been officially announced yet, but they are kind of implying that that's going to happen. Rhea Ripley versus JC Jane.
Right. Wow.
NXT call up.
Out of the gate,
This is predictions. This is predictions, not officially announced. Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn versus Carmelo Hayes.
Wow. They're going to sneak Mello in there?
Prediction. I don't know.
I mean
So,
that seems
this is on CBS
silly.
Sports Predictions, so I don't know, but yeah, those 3 have been officially announced. I mean, Asuka and Io Sky, again, yeah, finally. Like we've been talking about this for a while. I don't know if it's going to hit as hard now that they like I guess maybe like Kairi Sane was a
The
big part of
catalyst.
that storyline. It seems silly. Like we waited this long to do it and now we don't even have her cuz you released her. Like she was there in between. Like I don't get that at all.
Yeah, I know we were going to talk about the releases later, and we will, but like, hard to touch on this without mentioning the Kyrie thing. It's the timing is insane.
Yeah.
Like, you literally have this full blown storyline with Io and Asuka, and the entire reason for it is the Kyrie thing.
Yeah.
And, Asuka is always talking about how this is like her group, and now like your group is gone.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. I
Yeah.
know she apparently wanted to go back to Japan,
Yeah.
but the timing is just wild
I
to
know.
me.
Lots of people commenting saying Kyrie fly free, go succeed, and I don't disagree with that. I'm not even a big fan of Kyrie Sane or keeping her on the show. I just thought this story, we're like right in the middle of this storyline, and they seem to be finishing it now at Backlash. I guess maybe it would have to do with contract timelines, but like, could we not have fit this in before her contract came up, or at least kept her contract going a little bit till we could finish out this
There
storyline?
had to be a workaround,
Yeah.
right? Like, I mean, it's just silly, but
Yeah.
this always
I feel like they
happens.
could work it in so well. Like whatever happens and the team just everything implodes and then she's like, I'm going back to Japan. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they could work these things into storyline a lot better.
They could, for
Yeah.
sure.
Anyway. All right. Well, that'll bring us into our first segment.
Top of the pop.
Top of the pop.
Well,
Top of the pop, Mania weekend.
Mania weekend. For me, there were 2 that were massive, and I think we're in a good position to make this call,
Yeah.
having been a part of the
I think we
pops.
both know what they were.
Paige.
For sure. Biggest shock of WrestleMania, I think. Like a surprise appearance, positive, shock. Brock Lesnar shock, but not positive shock.
We
So
didn't really break down the details of Mania. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a long episode if we start getting into the nitty gritty of everything.
we're a bit behind too. We got to catch up. So
And yeah, I think Paige was for me probably the most exciting part of Mania,
So
having her come back.
exciting.
I'm a massive Paige fan.
Yeah.
And I was pretty excited. I almost cried.
Yeah. It was super exciting.
Yeah.
It was so fun. It's something we've been talking about for a long time, as most people have, and kind of speculating that it could happen. And I feel like earlier this year, there was a lot of talk that it could happen. And then that kind of died out like, oh no, it's probably not going to happen. She's doing other things. And then it's been kind of quiet on the page front for the last month or two.
I knew she was in Vegas though, and I even said, I was like, "Oh, we got to go to WrestleCon. I want to meet Soraya."
She was supposed to be at WrestleCon.
I'm like, I'm such an idiot.
Yeah.
Why didn't
we think that this could
I
happen?
had to know this was gonna happen.
Super exciting. And then I think probably the second one that you were gonna say, and I'll say it, and I think we agree, was Oba.
Ooh.
Oba.
Ooh.
Oba.
Ooh.
It was so good. Yeah. He's getting the crowd, and he's like, I am your ruler.
It's unreal. Like, this guy's over like nobody
It
else.
is insane how excited people are for him. So he's up there on the top of the pop too. I mean, I don't know. I would have to say it's a tie for me. I think you think one more than the other, but
yeah, it was Paige for me. It was just the shock of it all. I think it kind of took over, and that was the shock pop I was talking about. But I was expecting it from The Rock.
Yeah,
but no
and
Rock.
We didn't talk about that.
No Rock again. Just
didn't show up again.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
here we
go. Let's do our second.
Hottest of the heat.
Hottest of the heat.
Okay, we'll go Mania. It was Pat McAfee as far as I'm concerned.
At Mania, yes, agreed.
But I do want to say that this Fatal Vision, is that what they're called? JC Jane?
No, Fatal Influence.
Fatal no, it's
Fatal Vision.
I'm combining factions. Sorry.
They're gonna link up.
Fatal Influence, yes. The new faction from NXT. The booing that JC Jane received when she was trying to cut her promo was just bananas.
It was.
She couldn't really do it.
No.
It was like Dom 2 years ago promo kind of thing. Like, it was nuts.
I will agree. And because we don't watch NXT, we're not like super familiar. I had heard her name before and stuff, but I wasn't super familiar with her. And I like that as part of it. You know, the wrestling fans that are there, so many of the WWE fans are watching either other promotions or NXT as well. So they just know everybody. And I like when someone new comes in and you can hear the crowd reaction. And right away, I'm like, oh, this is somebody everybody hates, or this is somebody everybody likes. Like, I can tell right away.
We don't want the indifference.
Yeah.
We need one or the other in a big way.
That's the whole point.
This was made bigger, though, from what I hear. This heat was hotter because it comes on the back of all the releases, and the fans are mad.
Right? Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're just chanting the "We want Kyrie," and they're like, "Who the hell are these
our people go to bring these people in?" Yeah. Yeah.
They're mad. Yeah.
So that was pretty exciting. Notable mention as well, Logan Paul. I will say, on our boring Raw after Mania, as much as it was boring, Logan Paul and the Vision came out with Paul Heyman, and he did get booed pretty hard. Yep. Like, we were there present for it, and he could barely speak. So he gets a ton of heat, and I would say that's notable mention. But if we're going Mania weekend, WrestleMania, Pat McAfee for sure.
Yep. Yeah. And true to his word, Pat's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Done.
He's
released a statement just saying thanks wrestling, but yeah, it's over.
Yeah, he went out. I mean, I think a lot of people are kind of like, I don't know, mixed feelings on that, the way that he went out. I don't think it's bad. He didn't want to do a big goodbye. He was just like, I'm going to do this last storyline, and then
I kind of like it because I was hating this story, and like, I'm a lot cooler with him being gone now.
You don't want it to drag out, and now you just are fine.
Well, he made me not like him, so I'm like, okay, you can go. I'm okay with this.
Gotcha.
I really liked him when he was on the desk with Michael. Right?
I did too. Yeah,
I loved their
friendship
chemistry
with Michael Cole.
And you know, if he's got to go, you might as well make me dislike you before you leave.
Yeah,
makes it a lot easier.
I read a rumor online that originally it was Randy Orton was supposed to win. I don't know how true this is, but Randy Orton was supposed to win, but then they would have continued that storyline with Pat McAfee, but then he decided that he was going to be done after this, so then they changed the story.
Oh, lucky Randy.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Poor Randy Orton.
Poor Randy Orton.
So
He's
I don't know how true
probably
that is,
very
but I
rich,
read it.
actually.
Yeah, yeah, he's probably fine, but okay. Well,
there it is. Congrats, folks.
oh yeah, congrats to our winners.
Yeah.
You deserve
Your
it.
prize is currently in the mail.
Yeah,
Wait for it.
the reliable postal service.
I'm struggling with clearing my throat this
You're gonna
evening.
be
We'll see.
fine.
This is this is where we have to
Yeah,
bring it.
I think we usually do.
I'm gonna try and watch your moves
Okay,
this time.
all right. I'm gonna get into
I'm
it
usually
here.
so focused on my vocal prowess. The social.
Social. I felt a little more self-conscious today because you
You
specifically
were
said you were
smiling
gonna
a lot.
watch.
Like I'm putting on a show.
Normally, I'm more focused on like trying to get the full rotation in, and I'm not really thinking about what you're doing. But you were like, "I'm gonna watch it."
And I was so focused on watching you that I think I rushed the end. Like that was not our best work.
It's probably fine.
But
It's probably
nothing
okay.
like a live
Yeah.
performance. It's raw.
I
It's
don't think
real.
it's the most important part of the show, but
Oh, I think that's why most people watch.
for that
Yeah,
moment.
they'll hack out the first 42 minutes
Yeah.
just for that.
Just for that. Well, if you do, leave a comment and let me know because that would be interesting information. Okay, the social. So the social this week, we're just gonna go through the talent releases as well as I've talked about that a little bit so far, as well as the call-ups from NXT. Okay, so I'm gonna read the list of the talent releases and then we can kind of go back and comment. So we've got Alistair Black, Selena Vega, Bo Dallas, Kyrie Sane, Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, Dexter Loomis, Eric Rowan, the Motor City Machine Guns, Apollo Crews, Santos Escobar, Zoe Stark, Alba Fire, Andre Chase, and Dante Chen. Now, I just want to say, whoever made this list, I like that you listed all the members of the Wyatt Six individually, but you just put Motor City Machine Guns.
Right.
I feel bad for that. But anyways, that's how it was listed.
Wyatt Six. We've said a dozen times on this show that they really messed up with how they rolled this out. This had a ton of potential, but I agree that it wasn't what it needed to be to stay on the show. But that's not their fault, Like I don't know.
No, I mean WWE, like they have control over how much time they give people, how many storylines they give them. I just don't understand. They invested so much into the intro of Wyatt Six. I had so much fun during that like internet scavenger hunt they were doing where you scan the QR codes and you find all these secret messages and everything. I thought that was so cool and so interactive for the audience. Like that was so neat. It was a new level for WWE to be able to actually interact with the storyline like that. They did well with that. And then when they actually revealed them and brought them in, we just got nothing for so long. Like, no wonder they released them. And I'm really sad that it's over now. I kind of have been waiting this whole time for it to turn into something. And it's just like, well, they waited too long.
They tried to the lantern thing with MFT, but the problem with that is that MFT aren't very compelling either. And they it just wasn't working. They tried to really drag it out, but it was very repetitive and it just never hit. Hard to say, exactly what they should have done, but it just feels like there's a lot of potential missed there. Alistair Black and Zelina Vega. We do like Zelina Vega, but we've been sort of angry about them over the last year because of the Scarlett and Carrion get released and they basically get their spaces filled by these two doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Only not as well.
Explain that to me. Like you're like, okay, these two aren't doing so well. They have this whole gimmick, this sultry woman and this dark man and I don't know, nightmarish, I don't know, spooky kind of vibe about them.
Yeah.
they're not doing so well. We're going to release them. But then we're going to take this other married couple on the show and give them the exact same gimmick. Wait a year, realize that that's not working either, and then let them go. What?
I think Carrion was working. That was the thing about it. Like, this is why we've been baffled.
You're
Everybody
right.
thought it was not even a true thing that they were released. Like, Carrion and Scarlett were working.
I think it was more over money for them. Well, I mean, that was the rumors. You're right. I misspoke because I think they were looking for bigger contracts and WWE was not agreeing
Well,
to
they should
that.
have paid them because Carrion's a friggin' star. He's a big deal everywhere he goes now. The way that he was kind of the voice in people's heads backstage was so much more compelling. Like, Aleister Black, he barely spoke and he was very like resolute and just kind
Too
of
reserved.
yeah,
Yeah.
like Carrion was like this maniacal guy. Like, it worked so much better. So I'm not upset about them being gone. Zelina, I think, she should be something in a singles division somewhere.
I am sad about Zelina Vega. She was a US champ not too
Mhm.
long ago. Like, I think she could have done far better on her own. They put her in this thing with Aleister Black and then let them both go. It's sad.
Yeah. Um,
Kairi Sane, obviously, we talked about
Apollo
already.
Crews, I think, was on that
Yep.
list. So we
Yep.
knew that, that was long overdue.
I mean, he was just back, right? From injury or something. He was gone away for a long time. I don't
I
know.
don't know. Speaking of that, Zoe Stark.
Well, yeah,
And
Zoe
that
Stark.
sucks. We just met her.
We
She's
literally
nice.
met her at the MGM, like at WrestleMania when we're there. And Kira's like, I'm glad to see you healthy, said to her. We're like, oh, yeah, Zoe Stark's going to come back after this major injury she had. And then we get back home from Mania and they're like, Zoe Stark's been released. We're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
We just saw her.
That sucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I'm being honest, as much as I think that the Kyrie Sane thing is weird, I'm not really broken up over any of these
No,
releases. Like, none of these have me angry like the Karrion Cross thing. At
I
least I got
agree.
that going for me.
I personally am not super sad about any of them. All I'm really upset about is Wyatt 6. Because I wanted them to be more, but I understand why they're being released because it was not doing well. And Kyrie Sane I'm confused about because they're in the middle of a storyline to do with her.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say. WWE call-ups. So, here are the NXT call-ups so far. We have Sol Ruka. So we've seen her fight Liv so far. That's
Mhm.
it, right? That was pretty good.
Well,
Sol's
she's
a
had a
great
bunch of
wrestler.
matches through the last year on
No,
the
but I
main
mean
roster.
since Mania.
Right.
Yeah. And then we've got Ethan Page. Same thing. He was on the Raw. Both of Soul and Ethan Page were on the Raw after Mania.
Yep.
And Joe Hendry, he was just on Raw this week.
Yep.
Joe Hendry, he was singing the Fire
Go
Logan
home,
Paul.
Logan Paul.
Yeah, can we fire Logan Paul?
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And Fatal Influence. They seem to be exciting so far. Blake Monroe, I've seen a bunch of social media stuff from Blake Monroe before, but we haven't seen her on main show yet. And Ricky Saints. I know his name for being very popular and we watched NXT for the first time last night and we saw him on there. So, but we haven't seen him on the main show yet.
Much like the releases, I'm sort of indifferent to all of this. Sol Ruka.
No, Sol Ruka I'm pumped for.
And Joe Hendry. I guess the reason I'm sort of glazing over that is because I felt like they've been called up for the last year
on the
anyways,
show a
because they've
bunch,
been
yeah.
involved quite a bit. So good that it's like, finally.
Ethan Page was kind of cool too. Like when we saw him, yeah, we thought like that. Again, we don't watch a lot of other stuff outside of the main roster shows, so we're not super familiar with how people do things. We know a lot of different people's names if they're really popular, as Ethan Page is. But I thought he was compelling. I'm interested to see more from him. So,
and you always like to see the Canadians doing well. That's cool.
We love Canadians.
Speaking of which, shout out to Shady, Tiffy's guy.
Oh, yeah.
We met him. We did a meet and greet with Tiffy in Vegas, and her man was there, Shady. He's an NXT come up, will be coming into NXT soon, I think. Anyways, we went over and said hi to him. He was really nice. Took a picture with us as well. He was a sweet guy.
Yeah, he was really nice.
Fellow Canadian.
It was a cool opportunity too, because we were there to see Tivy, didn't expect to see him, and he was kind of just sitting off to the side at her table. So we had like, clear opportunity to ask him, and he was super welcoming, and it was nice. So yeah. Well, that's everything that we had to talk about today.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to be back.
It is good to be back.
We're a post-Mania season. We'll do some Backlash predictions as we get closer to that. That's probably a couple weeks away, right?
Yeah, next week we'll probably have a recap episode. So we'll recap kind of what's going on in the storylines after we watch SmackDown this week and Raw on Monday and give you guys an update on that. And we'll get into some Backlash predictions soon.
Check out our social media stuff. We're always popping up new videos, informative, funny, all of that stuff. Follow us if you don't. We're a good time.
Yeah, you can find us at Poppin' Heat. That's at POPNHEAT. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X/Twitter, which we don't really use that much, YouTube Shorts, and then also,
you can check out this and all of our other 50 episodes. Audio versions available on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, and Audible, and YouTube Music now. And the video version right here on YouTube as well.
That's right. Thanks so much for watching, guys.
Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.
Talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.